All right, we are recording. So first of all, I actually did the recognition boards and just realized they're still on my work computer, so I have to post them. But we had a great February. Obviously, everyone did awesome. So I'm not going to go over all those details, but just two quick side pieces of recognition that aren't like leaderboard stuff. I just got an email that Rachel hit Success Starters. That means she hit Success Club in her first month, so she gets a call with Jeff Hill. So that's pretty cool. And then if she gets it for 3 months in a row, Sam, I was wondering if you could check the FAQ on this. She gets it for 3 months in a row. She gets a summit ticket to next summit or this summit.
I'll check the dates.
Yeah, because I was like, I think she might have missed the cutoff and it's for next month. But either way, it's a free ticket, so that's pretty cool. And then what's going on here? Sorry, and then the other one was for Amanda. Great job on going live in the team page. It's a great way to start and learn, and I haven't been able to watch it yet because I literally am just sitting down now and still have like half my dinner here, but that's awesome for you to practice. It's a really good tool, and Facebook oh, that's okay. Facebook really has an affinity for live videos, so it'll like boost how you're shown to other people. And Rachel just hopped on. I'm just going to give you another shout out. Rachel, I just said that you earned Success Starters for your first month of being a coach and hitting Success Club. So you and I both earned a call with Jeff Hill, who is like so amazing. He's one of the guys from corporate, and he's just super, super inspirational. And if you get 3 months in a row of Success Club, you get a free ticket to Summit. I can't remember whether it's for 2018 or 2019. I think it's 19, yeah. But still pretty sweet. So it's like a saving of $150. Okay, so Samantha's actually going to lead the call tonight about the 4 vitals, but I just wanted to talk about 2 things real quick before she does that. She's going to be talking about the call that we had, the training that we had up here in Boston like 2 weeks ago. First of all, I just wanted to talk about, I got to share my screen. I had my biggest week ever with Beachbody last week, and I still like haven't been able to comprehend it yet because it was like so awesome. And so I just wanted to show you, not like, if you guys know me at all, it's not like bragging or anything. I want to show you mainly for my spouse account, and to show you why it's so important to have a spouse account. If I could figure out how to share my screen and show everything. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Okay, so let's see. Shake your head. Can anybody see my screen? I couldn't see you guys. Okay, cool. All right, so on the left-hand side, my wicked ghetto writing. The left-hand side is my business account. So it's me, obviously my first business account. I also have a second business center, which you get to open when you hit a certain rank, which you get to duplicate yourself. This one happens to be my first. So last week I had 2 sales, one challenge pack and one coach sign up with a challenge pack. And that was it for the whole week. And I made $670. Oh mother, where did they go? Really? Okay, so in my personal account, sorry, it like goes so slow when I'm on Zoom. So in my personal account, I made the $47 here off of my challenge pack. This was a 3-day refresh challenge pack. Okay. I made $28 in Team Cycle bonuses in my second business center. In my first business center. So I'm diamond. So you get $18 a cycle. I think it was 16 cycles. So 16 times 18 is 282. Then when you're at diamond, and ruby, but at diamond, you get a matching bonus. So I get 10% on top of everything. I get an additional 10% off of the matching off of the cycles that my coaches make. So my coaches that are emerald and above, whenever they get a cycle, so they get $14 or $18 depending on their rank, I get $1.40 or $1.80. It sounds stupid, but obviously you can see here it adds up to $39. That's because my dad and sorry guys, my dad is my spouse account here. So obviously, you know, I'm single, unmarried. So my dad is my spouse account. In I started him right after, you know, probably 6 months in the business, when Sam took over her account. I thought she was going to be my spouse account. She decided to build the business, so she just had my top spot on that leg, and lucky for her. And so the second I found out about that, I billed my dad a few down. He was Emerald, dropped from Emerald, and I kept him active by putting orders of my orders onto his account. So if I had a girl like this girl I had sign up here with a fast start bonus, that's a coach with a challenge pack. I signed her up onto my dad. I gave her my dad's link. I said, oh, it's super weird. You're seeing my dad's name, Andy, but I run his account. He doesn't even know, you know, he has nothing to do with the business or whatever. Because he's been active since he got Emerald and dropped from Emerald, he capped out on his volume and got $250. Now, honestly, I lost out on a ton of money, actually. I lost out on like $500 because it took me so long to get my dad back to Emerald. I can't, you know, cry over spilt milk or whatever. I'm still psyched for a sweet week, but if I had done it sooner, it would have been a lot better. But I just wanted you guys to see, I know it sucks paying the $15.95 a month, you know, and putting, you know, placing people and trying to keep them active. It's a lot of work, obviously, but a $670 paycheck is worth it to me. So I just want to kind of show you the visual. If that doesn't make any sense, I can try to break it down. I'll post the pictures in the team page, so you can see, but I want you to just understand a little bit how it works. It's really weird and hard, but just trust us when we say build your spouse, open your spouse account on your weak leg, and we'll help you do the rest. And that takes time. My dad's been, I mean, I've been a coach for 4 years, you know, I'm just slowly starting to build him to diamond now because I can, because now I have, you know, I've hit certain other goals. And lastly, I had a girl, so I wrote in one of the comments, like Nikki posted in our big team page, like, talk about how great your week was last week or something. I said it was my biggest paycheck week ever. I had another coach message me like, oh my God, Katie, what are you doing? Your team seems to be the only one on fire when everyone else is not. What are you doing? So I told her, of course, it's no secrets. We're not doing anything different. But what I said, which I think is the important part of this all, is I was like, you know what? I'm just not negative. That makes me look a lot better than everyone else. And I'm also straightforward. So I was like, everyone else just bitches and complains about, oh, we got a baby, sorry. Everyone just complains about whatever their situation. And I'm not saying, I mean, believe me, I read some of the posts. People have things to complain about. I'm not saying that, but that's not what she asked for. So we got to be positive and like Lindsay Matway once said, like, pretend when you're talking on a team call that you're talking to 150 people. Pretend that when you're doing a post, 150 people want to buy from you. I obviously don't lie about anything. It's not like I'm saying like my team's like in the top 10 or something crazy like that. I'm honest, but I don't put negative spins on things. And I think that's super important with this business because, you know, it's so easy to go to a negative place. You had a bad week, you had a bad day. We all have them. I haven't posted on social media. I took a break from social media this weekend because I pushed so flipping hard last month. I just know myself and I would have burnt out like harder. So I took the weekend off. I didn't do any posting really. I did like a couple shares and nothing major. And got back to all my messages this morning. So I just wanted you to keep that in mind with the goal of positivity. It's super important to me. And I just, you know, I believe in the secret a lot. And I just think the more positivity you put out there, the more you get back. So when she asked me what my success was, I said, that's really what it was. Okay, enough blabbering. Sam, I want to talk about the 4 vitals. These are the 4 steps that corporate has put together with what they think has helped the top coaches get to where they are. So go for it, Sveta.
All right. Hello. So February 22nd, I dated my page. Nice work, Sam. We went to Boston. Morgan and Dee also were there with me. So if I missed something, just pop in and let me know what I passed over. So the 4 vital behaviors. So basically this is what you should do, if you do these 4 things every day, you will be a successful Beachbody coach consistently over time. They actually just came out with it used to be 3 vital behaviors. And last year, I think, was it last year they came out with the 4th? I'm not sure exactly what year. I'm not going to go in order of importance. I'm going to go in actually reverse order so we can skim through some of the quicker ones, because this is the order that they were presented in. It was actually, this training was probably one of the better trainings, and I've been to probably 50 Beachbody trainings if you count each micro session I went to at each summit I've been to. This was by far my favorite. So I'll try to type up some notes and send them to you guys, or if you have more questions about them, because I just learned so much from this that I wanted to share. So basically the 4 vital behaviors are recognition, product of the product, invite, which has a new name that I will reveal to you today, and personal development. Oh, there we go. So I'm just going to start with recognition. So recognition is important because you want to recognize the behaviors that you want repeated. And this could be within your challengers or within your coaches. Obviously there's a lot of new coaches on here that don't have a lot of coaches. So don't wait to do this piece until you have coaches. Recognize anything in a challenge group. Recognize someone posting that doesn't post very often, or someone posting something that you really like a non-scale victory. Recognize them. Like Katie did at the beginning of the call today, she didn't just recognize what people's volume or success club was. She recognized actions, and that's what will be replicated based on recognition. Not to pull the curtain behind what you were doing at the beginning of the call, but it's more than just. It's just, what do you want on your team? What outcomes do you want others to reach? What experiences do you want in your challenge group? That's what you want to recognize. So, just things to think about. I'm going to skim over that one. That one's a pretty basic one. And making sure that you're prioritizing the recognition for the things that you value, because what your team celebrates will be what your team values. So if our team only ever celebrated Success Club, that would be all that we valued. But we recognize a lot of other things along the way. So that must be what we value, and that's just what it shows to the rest of the team.
You can recognize people in your challenge group too. There's some insight at the top of your page, and you can say hey, shout out to Sarah who participated in the most things today, because that'll get more participation. People thrive. It's one of the things that people thrive for is the attention and recognition part.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yes. All right. The second one is being a product of the product. That means not just drinking your Shakeology every day and doing your workout, which is super important. Do that. Don't think I'm telling you don't do that. Do that. But I like the way, so Kim Carver, I don't know, he's one of the top execs in Beachbody. He was the one that did this presentation. And I just loved how he talked about why being a product of the product is important. He said discipline bleeds discipline. So if you're disciplined in drinking your Shakeology every day, and then you're disciplined in your program, you're disciplined in setting the alarm and getting up, and then you're disciplined in doing your other vital behaviors, and you're disciplined in getting in team calls, and you're disciplined in training, and then you're disciplined in posting on social media, and discipline bleeds discipline. So you're committing to more than just the program. It's kind of hard, he said, to be so focused and committed and 100% in on a program and then kind of have the rest of your life fall apart. It actually comes together. That's one of the reasons that doing a program is so good for our business. Yes, it is so important to share what we're doing. If people don't know that we do workouts and we have nutrition and we do these things, that they won't know really what we have to offer. But it's much, much more than that. And he talked about actions over mindset. And and this is a quote, Katie, that I think you'll like based on what you said about your positivity. Choose to see the sunshine, not the shadow. So when you're doing your discipline and your commitment, focus on actions and mindset. So actions are in your challenge group with your fitness and nutrition, your vital behaviors, purposeful goal setting, time management. Those are actionable disciplines. Mindset discipline is another thing, and that'll bleed into personal development. But being a business owner versus an employee, that's a mindset discipline. Having a vision and a belief versus just opening up your laptop and just kind of seeing what happens. Having focus, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. Well, I'm just going to do a bunch of stuff and maybe something will stick. It's much more about a mindset discipline. And this is probably the hardest thing that I've had to wrap my head around, especially the business owner piece, because at the very beginning, I was actually like anti-business owner. Even when I was running the business and running it fairly successfully at the beginning, I was like, well, I'm not like a business owner. I don't actually like run a business, and that didn't work out in the long run. So I had to kind of adapt that mentality of I'm a business owner. I have business hours. I have things I have to do, discipline to keep my business going. And also he talked a lot about joy and optimism, and how those are actual disciplines, not just like things that you experience or things that you have to put effort into. Like Katie said, having positivity, it takes effort. Like Katie and I actually were just talking this morning, and I was talking to my husband. He texted me, and I could read it. I don't know where it is, but he said, I'm tired. How's your day going? And I said, I'm feeling fulfilled and happy and energized. And then I said, just so you know, I've been listening to The Secret, so I'm putting out there what I want, trying not to undermine your feelings. But you just have to really practice it. And at the beginning, it kind of is faking it. And that's okay. Like, not like on social media, I'm happy, I'm positive, everything's wonderful, yay. But like having the mindset of, I am fulfilled, I am happy, I have joy. You have to kind of talk it before you can really believe it and buy into it. And then it's just a belief and part of who you are. And that's an everyday thing. That's not a like, once you get it, you're good to go. You actually have to keep practicing that every day. Being a product. Oh, and he told you to write a list of what you tend to neglect when it comes to discipline and why. So when you go through the vital behaviors and anything you do with your health, whatever your being a product of the product means to you, what do you neglect and why? Because that will help you focus on what you need to do better. So if you are awesome at your nutrition and you drink your shake every day, but you never invite, that's what you need to be putting your energy in. Or when it comes to being a product of the product, if you're great at your shake, but not so great at your working out, that's where you need to start putting some of your focus and energy. Sorry, I'm flying through this because this was like a 3-hour-long training and there was so much information, but stop me if you have questions. So, drum roll, please. Invite is no longer the name of the vital behavior. So it used to be invite, which 2 years ago sounded totally appropriate because you could literally just go out and invite people and they would join your challenge group. Social media has changed. Network marketing has changed. Our business and our business model have changed. So now it's attract, connect, invite. So this vital behavior, which is, in my opinion, the most important vital behavior, is it's in order, and it has to go in order. Yes, do the hard things first. If you struggle with doing the hard things first, read the book Eat That Frog. I actually have a copy if anyone wants it. I found it while cleaning out my house. I actually think it's my dad's, so I probably shouldn't give it away. So the 3 steps of this vital behavior are in order specifically. Oh, hello, Kiki. Attract. So lots of different ways to attract into your business. This could be, and most will be, through posting. People have to know that you're a Beachbody coach. They have to know that you have something to offer. You don't have to say, I'm a Beachbody coach and I sell Shakeology and here's my direct link and go for it and yay. That's not what attracting means, but being who you are. And the video that I did on Saturday night, the live video, I talked about posting, and I talked about focusing on your 4 to 5 buckets, I call them. I think there's a better name out there. But you're posting and you're attracting people to you because they connect with you, they relate to you, they relate to your journey, and they feel some sort of a connection to you. So that's where the attraction comes in, and that can a lot of the time be done through curiosity marketing. And check out Shailene Johnson's videos on curiosity marketing. She introduced, I think she might have created the phrase actually, but she spoke at Summit last year and she did a great talk. So if you can't find that video, I'm sure she's done other ones. So first is attract. So you've attracted these people and now you're having these conversations. That's where the connecting comes in. If someone comments or likes on your post, send them a message saying, thanks so much. You know, even if it wasn't about health and fitness, like you posted about struggling with bedtime and they're like, yep, still here 3 hours later after the kid is thirsty for the 100 millionth time, you know, you can connect on that part of it. Or if you're posting about a workout that you did and that's how Amanda and I connected. We talked about running actually at the beginning, which is ironic if you know me because I really hate running, but I was actually attracted to her because she was a good runner and I was trying to be a good runner. About the same weekend, she ran a marathon and I ran a 5K. I was pretty proud of myself. But you know, that is where the connecting comes in, these conversations. They, for some people, these are the hardest parts, especially if you're an emerald personality, or if you're an introvert, it's more than just small talk, though. It's not just like, hey, how are the kids? Isn't this weather terrible? Blah, blah, blah. You want to connect on something that is in your 4 buckets. And something either they posted about and you're connecting with them, or you posted about and they comment or liked on it. That's an invitation. If you comment or like on my post, that is an invitation for a message from me. It's not an invitation for spam, but it's an invitation for a connection. So I've attracted them. We are now connecting. And then once we've talked a little bit, either they have an interest in what I'm doing or they bring up a problem that I can present a solution for, or I do purposefully gear my conversations in my connections to that. That is, being honest, my biggest struggle. I can live in the connection world forever. I am like comfy cozy in the connection world where I could talk to you about your whole life. I could ask you 1,000 questions. I could tell you 1,000 things about myself. That's the sapphire personality in me. But it's then taking that step. And this is where it's really good to lean on your team. If this is your area of the struggle, if this is a strength area, please offer support to others. But I have posted in the team page, like, this is where our conversation's going. How do I bridge that gap to an invite? Like, where do I make that connection? Sometimes it's just talking it out loud. Sometimes it's using a voice memo. I have been doing that more because it sounds more like me than typing. And I'm very loud, just a very fast talker, and it comes across, and your energy can come across, and your excitement about whatever you're talking about can come across. So that might work for you. Send a voice memo to Amanda, and she signed up like 20 minutes later. But that was a suggestion actually when I was struggling to write some of my messages, and I posted them. I don't know if it was in the team page or a chat, and someone's like, you sound really fake. And they weren't trying to be mean, but when I write, I'm a social worker, so I'm taught to write in a very specific way, and I write very thoroughly, and it just doesn't sound like a conversation. So sometimes I'll use like Siri to type on my messages when I don't want a voice message, when I want it to be typed, but I want it to still sound like me. So lots of different ways to bridge the gap from connecting to inviting. The most important thing I think that can be taken away from what Kim was saying about the inviting process, definitely the first thing you said was give yourself grace to learn and stop comparing. Like, you will send some bad invites. Just going to tell you that right now. I still occasionally send some bad invites, and sometimes I mess up, and sometimes I'm too quick, or sometimes I'm pushing for a goal and my head's not on right, or haven't been reading enough personal development. So give yourself a lot of grace to learn. Make it a conversation, not a lecture. I try to keep my messages, unless they've asked a lot of specific questions. Like I had, people say, can you compare if we're like really into the nitty gritty of it, can you tell me what comes in this and can you compare this, that, and the other? I will give them, all the information they're asking for. But I try to keep my messages to a paragraph or less, because I don't want to give them everything so that they can go out on their own. I want to keep them coming back, either because they have to ask me a question or because I've asked them a question they have to answer me. Take the you out of the inviting process and smile. This is what he said. Like when they teach you in customer service, when you're leaving a voice message, a voicemail, smile, because your voice will sound happier and you'll sound less kind of annoyed if that's what feeling you're having. But do the same thing and be in a really good mind space when you are inviting people, because if it's the 30th of the month and you're pushing hard for Success Club and you have desperation in your mind, I can promise you from personal experience that desperation will come right out on that page. But it's not about you. It's not about what you need. It's not about what time you need things. It's not about what is going to benefit you. It's not about how you did with this challenge pack. It's about what that person needs, and you have just a solution for them, and just focus on them and the solution. And he did say there's a difference between following up and chasing. Know that. And then he just said keeping it simple and authentic. That was, it sounds really kind of simple, but it is really important. He said this was another side note, that he went on a lot of tangents. But one thing I thought that was really good that he mentioned was talking about branding. And this is part of the attracting piece. You are a brand. Yes, Team Beachbody is a brand. It has a lot of brand notoriety and recognition, but people can easily just go on the website and buy from Beachbody, but they connect with you because of who you are. And you really are your own brand. You are the doorway to your shop. And so that's why, like, we tell you to keep your profile public, to have a good profile picture that's your own face, to make sure that you are presenting yourself in the same way. So when you're focusing on those 4 or 5 buckets, it can even be simple things like using the same font, using the same filter, using the same, different things like that, whatever it is that makes it look consistent. And just think about the difference between Walmart and Target. And he actually wasn't bashing one over the other. People in the room have very specific opinions, I think, about the difference between Walmart and Target. But he said, if you go to Walmart, you're going there because you need either things in bulk, you need them cheap, you want a quick, you want in and out, you don't want to shop around up and down every aisle. You're there for toilet paper, cleaning products, and face wash, and you're probably only going to get those 3 things. That's fine. That serves its purpose. Their saying is, like, low prices every day, I think that's their slogan. And they say it 1,000 million times a day in all of their ads. It is that yellow face. It's all over everything. It is their brand. They don't stop saying it because they think you've heard it enough. That is who they are. When you think of Walmart, you think of something very specific. When you think of Target, you think of something else totally different, even though you can buy some very similar products there. You have a different feeling, a different experience, a different mindset. You definitely don't go in there with a list and stick to it. You go in there and Target tells you what you need, and you spend all your money there. And it just has a different experience for you. And neither one is necessarily better depending on what you need. But just think of how very, very branded those are and how did they get there. And it was consistency over time. So just remember that you are your own brand when you are attracting. Walmart's not trying to attract Target customers. Target is not trying to attract Walmart customers. They have their own, even though people shop at both stores, but they have their own base, or they definitely have an avatar as well. So the last thing, and I'll be super quick because I know we are short on time, is the 4th vital behavior is personal development. I could go on and on and on about the importance of personal development. it comes in a lot of forms. It comes in reading a book, or I do all my reading on Audible because I listen on my commute. It is in the form of National Wake Up Calls. It's in the form of YouTube trainings. It is in the form of going to speakers, going to see Kim Carver counted as my personal development that day. Going to see Jen Sincero last year counted as my personal development that day. Going to Summit will count as personal development. Super Saturdays. Sometimes community meetings that have a different kind of a message might be something that fulfills you. It doesn't have to be necessarily business related, in the sense, like, it doesn't have to be Eric Worre, who is a network marketing professional and author. It doesn't have to be specifically about network marketing. It doesn't have to be GoPro by Eric Worre. Good book, by the way. But something that fulfills you. There are so many reasons to do personal development. It fulfills you. It keeps your mind right. If you're ever feeling, this business will go like this, it will go up as long as you have consistency over time. But like, there will be dips. Last month, for example, I felt negative because I missed a goal that I was pushing for. And then when I took back and started reading some personal development, I read that I actually have hit a different goal that I didn't even realize because I was just so focused on the negative because I was not in a good mind space. I do have a reading list. Oh, I will put up a big old reading list to share. I have personal development book ideas for days. Maybe we'll start a thread. Would that be all right in the team page? And then, sorry, just making a note. And everyone can just post. It can just be an ongoing thread. Everyone posts their favorite books in there, or podcasts, YouTube video links, whatever it is that inspires you or teaches you, or whatever. You go right after that. So those are the 4 vital behaviors, and I flew through them. We could spend night each, a training call each week on each vital behavior, because I think there's a lot in depth, and I know I missed a lot. But I think Katie said there was a recording of the
Yeah,
training.
I'll have to look for that. There's a recording of it somewhere. I'll look for it or ask the girls. Thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. I know there's so much Google things. If you don't know, if you have any questions. I today was watching a video from a different coach, Scotty Hobbs, and I got so much out of it. And then I just started watching all his team calls. Just like all our team calls are recorded, a lot of the top coaches are too. So if you're looking for something specific on how to do, just Google it. One thing to mention, you were talking about attracting. I'm an introvert and an emerald, and inviting is not fun for me. It makes me nervous. It scares me. I don't like it. So I know that about myself. So I make people come to me. I'd say 90% of my sales, people come to me out of the blue. Like Rachel, I had never messaged her before and she messaged me, and we met up for coffee last week, and I asked her, like, what was it? Because like, I feel like she's a friend now, so I can say, like, what was it that brought you to me, so I can do more of that and try to get more of you. And she told me like my specific post that it was, and she did some research and all that. But like, I make sure my posts are so dialed in, and that people want to come join my team or join my challenge group. So just make sure, if you're looking for posts, just what I say is, until you get your own feet are wet, or whatever the word is, like, do what others are doing. I just look at Lindsay Matway and Bonnie and Haley and the top coaches that I admire and I feel like I connect with. I don't watch Amy Silverman and look at her and want to do what she does because I don't connect with her. But the other girls that I do, I mimic to a point. I don't copy and paste their words, but like, I mimic what they do. It works, obviously. So just, someone asked me the other day how I'm having such a successful team. And I said, or how I started or something like that. And I said, I literally just did everything my coach did. That's it. That's all I did. She ran a training group. I ran a training group. She ran a challenge group. I ran a challenge group. She got to diamond. I got to diamond. I was like, just followed that lead, followed her, calls to action in the post. Don't look at my wall. I haven't posted like literally all weekend. So I'm a bad example. I'm doing one of those do as I say not as I do moments. And I usually try not to do that, but I am admitting that I was not on this weekend. So, if you're looking for that attracting is possible still. You just need to be doing the right type of posts. And if you're not attracting people to you, then you're not doing the right type of posts or often enough. And obviously it takes time, but keep adding to your network and growing it. And the more you grow it, the more you'll be able to attract people to you and invite people. And people all of a sudden will come out of the blue and say they want to buy from you. And you're like, yes, I did something right. And a transformation picture is one of the easiest ways to do that. So if you don't have a transformation picture, focus on that. And we have, some girls on Team Positude that are smaller and felt like they couldn't have a transformation. And we can talk about that. You can still have a transformation even if you don't have a ton of weight to lose. For me, I have a lot of weight to lose still. So I feel like, it's easier in a way for me to post a transformation picture because it's such a big difference. But, there are plenty of people that just want to lose 5 to 10 pounds and they can do that in 21 days. So that's super easy to help those type of people. Does anyone have any questions before we get cut off here? I know that was a lot of info. Feel good. I wonder if I can piece in my last quick comment that I had. Well, if I get cut off, it's fine. But I wanted to talk about goals quickly. So I messaged Nikki, she messaged me this morning. She's my PS coach. And I said to her something about my goals. And I was like, and I had messaged Sam too. And I was talking to a couple of people, because the more I need to talk things out sometimes. I was like, I don't know what my goals are. Like I hit some huge goals last week. And now I don't know where I'm at. Like, what do I do next? And so, Samantha said to me, hey, why don't you make some action-based goals? And I was like, oh, that sounds miserable. That is so not me. That makes me want to jump off a cliff. And I said to Nikki, I don't know what to do for goals that aren't money related. Like, all I want is money. I was like, and she's like, so do that. And I was like, oh, well, that sounds simple. I was like, okay. And she's like, how much do you want to make this month? I was like, $2,000. She's like, okay, what do you need to do to make that happen? I was like, okay, that's what I needed. Like, no offense, Sam, I wasn't trying to diss you, but so everyone has different goals, and I want you guys to kind of think about yours, and that's what I try to start the month with. I was talking to Rachel today, and I was like, what's your goal? Let's lay it out, because I'm a what's next type of person. I hit my goal, what's next? I hit my goal, what's next? I'm not going to party on that for 2 months and be like, oh crap, now I'm making $50. So keep thinking about goals. I'm sorry, we're going to get cut off. But if you're stuck on where you're at for what your first or next goal should be, post it in the team page or message us, and we can help you get there. So I hope everyone has a great and successful week, and I'll see you in the team page. All right. Bye guys.
Bye.